I will be your next presenter. And before we have the presentation up and running, my name is Gesine Varfis. I'm also working for Airbus Protect, so it seems to be the Airbus Protect time. So you will definitely remember our name, hopefully. We have been repeating it now for quite a while. I will have the great opportunity to introduce you a little bit to my work, also with my colleagues from the technical side in cybersecurity. You already heard we do quite a bit in terms of innovation. Before I start with my presentation, I would like to ask you, anybody who has been ever hearing about Part-IS, please raise your hand. Not the Airbus Protect ones. So I have the pleasure to introduce you to what we will be facing in the future and what will really change our ball game in terms of cybersecurity and safety. And let's start with what we are facing as a community in terms of we are all working together. I am coming from the aviation side, and when I started in my business environment, you handed over the flight package to the pilot 6 hours before. Meteo was in that package, and they were flying to New York. Then you were waiting 6 hours until you know the aircraft landed safely via telex. Today, we are fully connected with the aircraft. The A350 is a flying data center. You have health monitoring of the engines. You know where the aircraft is. Every 5 minutes, the aircraft sends information. You have Wi-Fi on your aircraft. So we are fully connected. We are using this. We're doing analytics. In maintenance, you're currently doing condition-based maintenance analytics. You know when you have to replace the engine and parts. We are really using digitalization not as a threat. We're looking forward to integrate artificial intelligence, but we need to manage it. And this is a thing for us all. What we heard before in terms of cybersecurity threats, this is not only related to the aircraft, it is also related to what we do in the production side, what we do in the supply chain, what we do when we fly and operate this aircraft in integrated operations control center. Everything there is connected. And coming from the aviation side, you have systems, up to 200 systems, only looking into crew management. They sometimes do not even know the connections anymore because it has been built up as a legacy system. So this is something we all need to address. ATC, fully connected, knowing where the aircraft is, having access to the aircraft, etc. And not only in the maintenance area, you have the opportunity to run those things more efficiently and really get more efficiency into the aircraft in terms of operation. And this also applies to the airport. So now we're coming to the threats we have been talking about before. We have been starting in the industry with physical threats, attacks, etc., hijacking, laser, whatever you name it. But now we have this next layer coming in when we talk about cyber security and cyber threats. Ransom. This is mainly what we are currently facing. You definitely heard in the news how much billions people lose in the industry because they asked for ransom. And we have been starting to address those threats. In the industry side, for Airbus, for supply chain, Thales, whoever is part of bringing these aircrafts to fly, airlines, airports, ATC, Eurocontrol, we mentioned that before, so we are all in the ball game. But the problem is more or less what we have been facing, that everybody addresses it in its silo. So you have Eurocontrol, you have EASA taking now care of it, you have IATA, you have ICAO, you have Airbus, we already have a certain certification process and how we take care of cyber security internally. So you have, as you can see in the middle, a number of listed standards done by different industry parties. So everybody has a different view, trying to solve the same issue. What you see with the Eurocontrol data, this is attacks being mentioned to Eurocontrol, strong focus on Europe. This is also the case because it's Eurocontrol and not working with the Americans. So it's not only Europe to be attacked. What it also shows you, EASA has different figures. ICAO has different figures. We all do different recording. And with all of this and all of us trying to solve cybersecurity issues and to make our world more safe and secure, EASA was now stepping in and saying we need to take care of cybersecurity. So we have a new release standard defined by a number of players in the industry in certain working groups, which is called Part-IS. And this one will be applicable for everybody, for aviation players, for civil aviation players, for OEMs, and for the supply chain and all actors in our environment, which means we all need to be compliant in the future. I will just show you a little bit of a picture how Airbus has been involved in this evolution. 2004, we started with the AC-80, having more intelligence on the plane. As I told you, our best product, flying data center, is the C-50. You have sometimes so much data coming from the aircraft when it is on the ground that people say, no, we have a turnaround time of 40 minutes, so we need to be a little bit faster. So you need to really select which data you download during the downtime. It shows you how much importance this also has for running and getting more performance and operation enhancement involved. So we're all interested in this. We have then moved over to getting more concrete about further environments, not only the aircraft and the product, but also looking at how we integrate with maintenance. This was the next step within Airbus. And I'm not a good guy with all these technical stuff. For this, we have the great people on board who know these insides out. So I will not talk with you all the details, but I can bring you in contact with the ones who know what to talk about. Next parts where we go from maintenance further on into ATC, then Part-IS, we played a game with this. And I also want to mention, check out what the European community has been doing and having built up in the EASA environment. It's a working group which started in 2017, like having airlines in like Air France KLM, Lufthansa, Frankfurt Airport, and Eurocontrol. All those big players have been working in these working groups together to come up with a standard which will be applicable. And honestly, we can all be very proud. EASA is being watched by the Americans and also by FAA. So we're a proud team building this standard up and to apply it in the future. Just one more thing to mention. When you look at the safety standards, if you look at the aircraft, at the systems, and at the items, safety has been very much focused on the silo parts, whereas cybersecurity with the new standard is now going over all parts of the aircraft, items, systems, and the aircraft itself, which means it is a more comprehensive standard, also trying to integrate now safety, and this is where Part-IS is coming in. So what is Part-IS? Simple for blunt terms. Cybersecurity impact which could compromise safety. Again, EASA is there to ensure the safety of the aircraft. So everything is related to safety of the aircraft in terms of IT and communication infrastructure. So quite a bit to do because we all have this as digitalization environment. So bringing all of us into one boat will be difficult. Typical structure from EASA, you have the organization part, you have the authorization part, you have the approach having an information security management system like they had before the safety management system. And then you have the identification, the assessment, the detection, how you manage and control, and important part, the continuous improvement. We can go in further detail if you're further interested talking about it later. I just want to highlight it. And the important part is also the detection and the response in how to manage this. And this needs to be set up by all organizations. So it's not only the compliance by paper and you sign it off, you really need to ensure and show and demonstrate to the authorities later that you have established a system to detect and at the later stage respond. And this is very important to say. You need like a safety management system, you need an information management system established. And again, the scope is really all your IT, all your communication systems, which could be compromised. So, who is in the game? I would say all of us, apart from the consultants. whoever is a design organization, whoever is building aircraft parts, whatever goes on these aircrafts, we all are part of this. So all the aerospace segment who runs under Part 21J and G. Then you have the maintenance organization, Part 145 will be involved, the airlines with CAMO. And then also for the operations, the ATCs will be involved, and the aerodrome management. So everybody who is under the EASA umbrella will need to get certified. So quite a bit of work to do for everybody, I would say. And I love black and white. The truth is always in the middle. But if you're not compliant, you face the risk of losing your certification. And we all know what this would mean. So what is the good part about it? We will have a very good standard which goes, I would say, even a bit beyond what safety management standards were before. As mentioned before, Part-IS has the security management system, the compliance, detection and response system you need to build up, the reporting, sharing this information internally and externally, and the continuous improvement part. What I personally really appreciate is that IAR is also following this path, but EASA strongly encourages the cooperation and integration. Means that we all exchange our experience. And to learn from this, as we heard before, cyber attackers learning fast. It does not just be something we can discuss for months and years, how long it took to get up this certification standard. We really need to get fast in response time, and this is something where we all will need to collaborate in the future and learn from each other. What we do at Airbus and with other customers, we also talk beyond compliance, beyond normal safety. My colleagues at Airbus say our aircraft go out of the hangar safe and secure. Whatever comes after, we need to work on, and we talk about taking this into account. This goes beyond compliance. And this is what we have with the lighter colors. We need to have a governance systems, and you will need to decide how you build this governance system up. Do you want to have an integrated system? Do you work in silos? Do you keep your safety management system, or do you have an integrated one? So this is discussion points you will need to decide in the future how you want to set this up. Our experience is, as you see on the right side, what we need to do all, even internally, we need to bridge the silos. We have experts in physical security, which run their business pretty well. We have experts in safety. We have experts in IT security and cybersecurity. We have people in industrial security, OT security, and everybody works in its silo and say, okay, this is for OT, I have nothing to do with it. So what we will need to learn due to the connectivity of system and system approach, this will be all interrelated in the future. We need to think of bridging those silos in the future. What helps is bringing up a culture and an awareness within your companies. So one of the big things is moving this awareness forward, making everybody aware about cybersecurity issues, think about human factors, what influence we do have as humans, and to start analysis and simulation, as we heard before. So the takeaway for looking at applicability of Part-IS in 25, start now. Setting up standards, I'm pretty sure whoever has been doing ISO certification or EASA certifications, it takes a while. It takes a while not only to write the documentation, it takes also a while to implement and make it a really living one. So the first step is gap assessment. Then you will need to set up how you would like to run this new system management. You would need to set up the governance, you need to set up the strategy, you need to organize it, you need to have roles and responsibilities. This takes a while to decide in a big company. Smaller companies might be faster, but you still need to make up your mind. Next step, would be the implementation and documentation. And again, as you can see, well, everybody says 2025 is far away. The first audits coming from EASA in 26, maybe I'm already retired by this. No, you need to start now. Our big message to everybody here, think about it, start how you want to do this. Do you find partners in managing this? Because you need to put up your inventory. You need to assess where is the safety impact. Is it this part? And again, you need to bring this physical security together, with cyber security, and to see what impact it has on safety. And this is something which takes time, where we all have not that much experience in. There we are all in the same boat driving this. So again, the big recommendation, start now. Move ahead, find the right parties and engagement, and find a person and a company to move forward with you. Do a pre-assessment, either internally or externally, to run this, and then you will be ready for 26 to get certified. So hopefully when we meet in 26, we all talk about how easy it was to do this. Again, I have not done this alone. My part is the strategy part, working with my teams, where we do go not only tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. And I have very professional people who know those numbers and standards inside out, where I can connect you with. If you want to see us and talk to us, we are here during AIRTEC, also other colleagues of mine, as you have seen before, and we are happy to share our experience with you. And thank you for your attention.